if people really kind of want to understand crypto, it's this. It's not about what the value of the asset you buy gets to. It's really about your entry. Crypto is all about entries. So if you look at like, assets in the stock market, that's how I look at investing in crypto. So if you talk about crypto, and you're saying, well, to ask 50 people how to make money in crypto, you can get 50 different answers. And there's a million and one ways, but as a busy professional, that's a full-time job to learn all of the different ways. All I do is look at crypto the same as I do the stock market. I want to be able to buy the best assets, right, at good entries, right? So if it's Tesla, if it's Nvidia, if it's Microsoft, if it's Samsung, Google, Meta, I want to make sure that when we buy it, it's at a dip or it's at a lower point, and then we wait for it to go up, and then we sell it, and then we cash in the difference. And all crypto is in the stock market, in my opinion, on steroids. It goes 24/7 and it goes fast and it's volatile. But within the volatility is the opportunity. If you're educated and you're doing it right, the volatility is what gives you all the opportunity. These massive swings is where you make your money, right? And that's my philosophy. But circling back to how it's changed, it is married to the macroeconomy of America. And when things are bullish in the macroeconomy of America, things are bullish in crypto, right? And we're going to see that play out this year in 2026. The thesis still is because there's nothing, nothing has changed. Is it's said the table is set for a substantially positive year, barring any geopolitical event. We know that there's always strife with Iran and Israel and states, and that, there was some talk about that about a week ago. The markets digested that okay. The Greenland stuff was, starting to look like it was going to be an issue, and that seems to be okay now. The tariff stuff at the Supreme Court and Trump, those are always issues. See, the market hates uncertainty. And if there's a geopolitical event that creates uncertainty, well, markets hate it and they usually respond. But you look at Trump taking over the Venezuelan oil, the markets digested that okay. The stuff with Israel, Trump, US, and Iran, the markets digested that okay. Greenland, so far, so good, right? We don't want to have a massive geopolitical crisis. That's never a good thing for anybody, especially the people that are involved in that, right? From a humanitarian standpoint, nobody ever wants anything like that.
And what about Davos? Like he's in Davos at the moment. Well, I don't know, is he
Yes.
gone now? But like he basically ripped Europe apart, like and saying everything as it is. So yeah, the Greenland thing that's very strange. But apparently there was someone doing research on that. That's been going on for like over 100 years. They've always kind of wanted that. So that's nothing new. But he talks about climate hoax and he's just talking about everything and getting the oil prices down. So I think that strengthens the dollar, which in turn then gets the market going as well. The way that when everything he's doing, if he reduces all the oil and gas, that has a massive effect on the economy.
Yeah, I mean, the oil and gas has been going down within America. And at the end of the day, though, we actually do want the dollar to go down in value. When the dollar goes down in value, risk assets go up. When the dollar goes up in value, risk assets go down because the dollar is more strong, and then the treasuries and those yields actually people are more excited about. So it's kind of a bit of a weird thing, but at the end of the day, I think it's all this sort of like juggling act that they do, trying to keep everything. If you look at him fighting Jerome Powell, which was the head of the Fed. And I mean, this is the head of the Fed that he's publicly, been, attacking for months and saying just the worst things about it. But at the end of the day, Jerome Powell's term ends in May, and he's being replaced by, someone Trump's placing, and whoever Trump's placing, and he might already decided. Sorry, my head's not. I can't remember the names. I remember those two front contenders. They're going to do what Trump wants. So you're going to see interest rates go down. You're going to see them go down. They're
He
going to
actually mentioned that the Davos thing. He was saying usually people, because I'd get them to have these great jobs, and he said usually they'll do what they're supposed to do, but they end up just kind of ignoring them then and going away doing their own thing. So it depends who's actually controlling the strings inside the Fed. Because I mean, some people think it's a government organization, but it's not. That whole thing
No,
is
it's not.
strange. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be even clearer, even if he appoints, and he is appointing a new head of the chair, the head of the Fed, sorry, cannot make a unilateral decision. It's still a board that's all voted for. And he, the head is the head, but he'll control the tone, which is what we want. So regardless of the rate cuts, when you have a bullish tone or, the right tone, it's really positive, right? Powell's tone has always been neutral to negative, which has never been good, right? So at the end of the day, Trump is making moves, based on everything I see, whether you're pro against, I really don't care. I'm pro markets. I'm pro profits. That's really what we're here for. And for me, crypto, as much as I appreciate the decentralized nature of it, and I know that, through, although it's decentralized, the American banks are trying to centralize it, which is why they're having so much issues passing the recent acts and legislator. They had a bit of a fight. You'll see Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, publicly saying, "Hey, we can't move forward with that recent agreement because the banks want to really control crypto, and that's against everything we want to do." So at the end of the day, as they move forward with it, it's unstoppable. Like it's unstoppable. Like crypto is here, it's coming, it's here. Sorry, it's not going anywhere. It's going to go up in value.